Live from Schellenberger Field, ODAC action comes your way on LHS 10. The Lynchburg Hornets enter at 3-3-1 and play host to Eastern Mennonite. The Royals come into this contest 0-7. Thank you for spending your Saturday night here with us. TJ Wingert here on the call, taking you through in a matchup between the Royals and the Hornets. Lynchburg, the most recent contest, coming off a 3-0 loss at Mary Washington. Meanwhile, Eastern Mennonite still looking for their first win on the year and can play spoiler against the preseason pick to win the ODAC in Lynchburg. Lynchburg comes in with a 1-0-1 home record on the season, and we are now underway. Picked up in front of midfield by Seth Dale, then Kenny Robles. The starting lineups for each side for Lynchburg: Seth Dale, Griffin Phillips, Luke Mega, Kenny Robles, Brennan Lagana, Nick Foley, Bailey Kearns, Manzi Shalita, Carter Averett, and Joey Daly. And then starting keeper is Justin Ennis. And for Eastern Mennonite, starting keeper is Ahmad Satur, David Smith, Nico McGregor, Caden Schrock, Ben Alderfer, Gabe Nefziger, Dallas Organic, Ford DeVault, Bryce Graff, number 17, Ariel Morales Bonilla, number 22, Ethan McGee, then rounds out the rest of the starting 11 for the Royals. Apologies for some technical difficulties working to get our main program camera fixed and situated. I understand it's a little dark here on your screen right now. Poked out of play by Robles. EMU turns it over and gives way to Lynchburg. Griffin Phillips starts the possession, senior from Richmond, Virginia. Swings it over to the grad student Nick Foley. Been fantastic this year. Picked up his third collegiate goal earlier this year. Game against CNU. That was the last time we saw Lynchburg play at home. 1-1 draw in that match against the ranked captains. Played towards the middle of the field off a pass from Ford DeVault. Broken up by Carter Averett, holding mid. Robles goes back to Dale. Phillips now gives to Foley. Head coaches for both sides. Deep bomb down the field. Brennan Lagana has it pop up over his head. He's working one-on-one against Bryce Graff. Graff able to get it across the far sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Lynchburg. Give right to Brennan Lagana. Nice give and go. Lagana inside the box, right around the 6. Tries to play it towards the middle. Kenny Robles was spot up in front of the keeper, Satar. Cleared away across the end line. We have our first corner kick of the day. And it goes to Lynchburg. To continue my point, though, Chris Yeager in his 19th season at the helm for Lynchburg. On the other side, 31st year on the bench for Dr. Roger Mass. This will actually be his final season as a head coach at Eastern Mennonite. There was a ceremony before this game got underway, recognizing that. Bailey Kearns heads it towards the 6. Popped up over the head of Manzi Shalita. Luke Mega swings it out the near side. Kearns can't handle it. First touch betrays him. Cleared away for a moment by EMU. Phillips gets a head on it. Gives chase. Long pass up the near sideline from Schrock. Goes out. And another throw-in comes in for the Hornets. Bailey Kearns, very versatile senior from Broad Run, Virginia. See him all over the pitch, and he's played all over the pitch for Coach Chris Yeager. Came to Lynchburg as a forward, had to shift back to playing the back spots along the back line. Active in the midfield as well. Coach Yeager, before the year began, jokingly told me he's played him everywhere, but giving him the pads and the gloves to put him in net. Mega swings it out to the far side. This is Robles. Gives one more. Nice touch ahead. Now sent towards the post, but the pass not in time. It goes across the end line. Strong runner. We're seeing early time of possession in favor of Lynchburg. On that play, you see how far up Joey Daly in that left back spot will venture up the field. He was the one trying to taste down the pass from Robles. Loose ball at midfield. Foley swings over to Phillips. Now Phillips will parlay it ahead to Dale. And just like we'll see Daly push forward up the field, if it's not Daly, you'll see Dale do the same. Nice move from DeVault. Creates some space. Looking ahead. Pass broken up. Headed down by Schrock. DeVault applies some pressure to Phillips. Nothing doing. Goes all the way back to the starting keeper tonight, making his first start in the season, Justin Ennis. Senior from Gainesville, Virginia. Comes in with a goal against average at 2.87. No saves. It's the first time this year that Lynchburg has not trotted out Kyle Gallagher. Deep pass down the field. Mega stays on side, pops it up over Sitar, and just like that, Lynchburg strikes first. Luke Mega scored 9 times last year. You just saw him pick up his second goal on the year, the junior from Glen Allen. First team All-ODAC in 2020. Gets away and behind the defense in a perfect pass down the field. Lynchburg has tried to play direct in games prior, able to do so in that last play. And then when Sitar just comes out trying to apply pressure to Mega, able to think that quick on his feet, pops it up and over the keeper, and then there's nothing Sitar can do after he commits and tries to go after Mega. So 39-10 left in the first half. Hornets are up 1-0. Lynchburg right back at it with possession along the near sideline. Kenny Robles drops it off for Dale. He'll send it to the far side of the box. Mega the intended target. Loose ball. Bailey Kearns gives chase. Now cleared away by the Royals. Back out towards midfield. Griffin Phillips there to restart the Lynchburg possession. Robles, one of the best dribblers on the team. Parlays it back to Phillips. Now over to Foley, team captain. Looking to the far sideline. Mega can't handle the pass. Throw in comes in for EMU. Looking initially in the direction of Morales Bonilla. Now going deep down the field. Schrock has it for a couple of touches. Nothing doing on the EMU possession. As mentioned, Eastern Mennonite coming in 0-7 on the season. Looking to turn their tides around. And it does help having Coach Roger Mast, who's long been at the helm of this program. 31 years as mentioned before that. Spent 4 years as a player, as a team captain, had 10 goals, 13 assists in his playing days. Good for top 25 all-time in points with 33. Robles has it poked away. Schrock, the intended target on the pass. It's offline. Manzi Shalita. Robles wanted Mega. Two not on the same page. Popped up, headed down by McGregor. Kenny Robles towards the 6. Broken up and cleared by what looks like Bryce Graff. DeVault gets a foot on it over to McGregor. Swings it past Morales Bonilla. Sophomore from Richmond, Virginia. Started all 7 games this year for EMU. And has one of the 4 goals for the Royals this season. The last time that EMU was able to find the back of the net was in a 5-1 loss at Hood. Shut out 1-0 against Greensboro, 1-0 against Averett, 2-0 against Alvarina, and a 1-0 loss against Mary Baldwin. Sitar pops it up towards midfield. Shark can't handle it. Streaking down the center of the field was Dallas Organic. And despite it being a good idea there from Organic on that EMU possession, nothing doing, and that might have been the longest possession we've seen so far from the Royals, but still nothing more than a few passing moments. Dale with plenty of space. Closest defender is David Smith. Kicked out wide, Bailey Kearns, parallel to the 6. Dribbles back towards the near side post. Has Bryce Graff all over his back. Now some help comes from McGregor. Kearns sends it towards the box. Smith there to clear for EMU. Dale's going to throw into Phillips. And now it goes back to Foley. So a tough stretch as of late for Lynchburg as they've spent a lot of time on the road. You had the 1-1 tie against CNU. Then they headed out to Mary Washington. Ended up losing that game 2-1 Washington and Lee, ranked number 11 in the country at the time. Losing that one 2-1 in extra time. Then bounced back with a 2-1 win down in Georgia at Oglethorpe. Then losing in the 90th minute. 1-0 final score as Emory broke through the very end of regulation. And then, as mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a 3-0 loss midweek against Mary Washington. So 1-3-1 over the last 5 games, looking to turn things around. Getting back at home will certainly help that cause. Brendan Lagana with the team-high 4 goals. Gives back. Foley swings it over to Mega. Has the lone goal we've seen here in the first half. Mega has it poked away. Lagana's there to pick it up and keep possession with the Hornets. Foley working to his left. Manzi Shalita passes out to Daly. Nice idea from Foley, trying to lead the pass and Daly into an open spot as opposed to throwing it to Daly, or passing it to Daly, I should say. Instead, passing to an open spot. Daly just not in a position to go out and be on the same page and find that open area. Pass goes all the way back to Ennis and cleared away by the senior. Thrown from the far sideline now for EMU. We're going to get back to the goal they gave up about 6 minutes game time ago. Now into the 13th minute. Averett's going to swing it all the way out to the near side. Seth Dale has Robles ahead of him. Instead, going to send it long for Lagana. Deflected off the body of Alderfer. And it goes out across the end line, and it'll be a corner kick. Favorable roll there. It's a ball that could have gone either way. But if you're a Lynchburg fan, fortunate that it goes across the end line. If you're a Royals fan, wishing that one could have made its way across the sideline. Out to the post is Joey Daly. Left-footed striker has a goal in the air. It was actually the first goal of the season for men's soccer. In the 43rd minute, the season opener against Covenant. Right at the 6, headed down and into the hands of Sitar. Really nice recognition for Sitar, putting himself in the right space. Seeing the intended target was Nick Foley. Puts him in a spot where Foley had to get really creative with the header to try to beat him. Foley standing at 6'2", good size, also has good athleticism, can go up and get it. Chance for a set piece now for EMU. Five players right at the 18. Sent all the way to Ennis. Gets his hands on it. Right behind him was Ethan McGee, and what an absolute strike towards the net. That right back. Finally got a number on it. Gabe Nafziger, junior from Virginia, started all 8 games for EMU now. Nafziger got all of it. Sent it all the way to Ennis. Luckily enough, the keeper with good size, 6 foot, able to go climb the ladder. Lack of a better return. Get to it before McGee could easily finish the play, even if McGee wasn't there. If Ennis wasn't able to hold on or anything of that nature, that would have been an accredited goal. Good pass from Averett. He's got Lagana. Sitar comes out and gobbles it up at the 6. What a feed from Carter Averett nonetheless, and Lagana's trying to work right to left as a defender in front of him. And it's on that cross, trying to get by the defender that Sitar wisely doesn't get caught in no man's land. Instead, makes the decisive decision, goes out, and ends the run for Lynchburg. Now we're to the attacking third. Here's Ethan McGee, the intended target on that bomb from Nafziger we saw a minute ago. EMU gets it inside the box, but a few seconds go by, and possession returns to Lynchburg. Kenny Robles, good pace forward, has it taken away by David Smith. Smith toppled over by Bailey Kearns. No foul, ball still alive. Mega now leads the charge for the Hornets attack. Has Daly, far side, keeps it in just in front of the end line. Headed up, Lagana gets the left foot down. Now Bailey Kearns, Mr. Do-Everything, takes a rip. Deflected off of Smith, and across the end line it goes. Another corner for Lynchburg. Again, apologies for some technical difficulties early on. It appears that the issue has been fixed. We thank you for sticking with us as we troubleshoot. This becomes event number 5 on the day here at Lynchburg. Volleyball tri-match, then field hockey over at the Liberty University Field Hockey Complex. 2-1 win in overtime over Center. And a goal here from Lynchburg. Good times for the Hornets. Beautiful pass from Daly. Finds the opening across the EMU defense. And headed home to put Lynchburg ahead 2-0. And it's Griffin Phillips being accredited the goal. Senior gets his first goal on the year. And just like that, we see how potent this Lynchburg offense can be. David Smith checks out, and coming on in his place is David Flores-Cano. So the first goal comes from Mega. The second goes to Griffin Phillips. The assist off the corner comes from Joey Daly. Good for the first assist of the season for Daly, his 3rd point. That's a nice senior-to-senior combination. And also left back to center back. Only we'll see that on set pieces. Nancy Shalita navigates through the midfield. Now gives it back to Phillips. Shalita has Schrock in front of him. Forced to give back to Phillips. Daly will bring it across midfield. Now tries to retreat. DeVault applies heavy pressure. With some great passing we've seen today, not only on the assist to the goals, but across the back line and in the midfield. Lynchburg has been very crisp. That could have been bad. Carter Averett, luckily enough, able to get back up onto his feet and drops a dime to Kenny Robles. Has it deflected off the hands of Sitar. Well, Carter goes from almost falling over the ball to then regaining his composure and slipping a pinpoint pass ahead to Kenny Robles. And one-on-one situations, there's not many keepers who come out as the victors against Robles. But in this situation, the senior from Barboursville, Virginia, able to stop the Lynchburg attack, at least for a moment. It will be a corner for the Hornets. Daly back out to the post, has Robles in front of him if they want to play it short. Daly will send it towards the 6, punched out by Sitar. Robles pops it up, headed away, out towards Mega, takes a shot, deflected outside the 18. On the far side, ball still live. Lagana looking for space, has it poked away by Nafziger. EMU looking for a big stop here, and a good clear would go a long way for the Royals defense to just catch their breath, regroup, reset, and keep it at a 2-0 deficit. Deep throw-in goes all the way to the 6, looking for Foley. Good defense. EMU lives to see another play without allowing another score. Foul right around the defensive third line for EMU. Sitar will come up, play the advantage, swings down to Nafziger. He'll show off the leg again. Wants to play direct for Ethan McGee. McGee works against Foley. And now we'll back it all the way back out to Nafziger. His pass deflected out. Schrock has it at his feet. Nafziger to the 18. Deflected to the near side. Robles gives back to Dale. Good pass to feed Robles. Lynchburg will set up their offense. Just under 25 minutes left in the first half. Hornets certainly in the driver's seat. Manzi Shalita, perfect pass. Mega has it poked out. Nice defensive play made by Ethan McGee. They'll award the Hornets the throw-in. Manzi Shalita rolls it back to Phillips. And the offense resets once more. You know, Manzi Shalita is such an interesting player to watch. Sophomore from Fairfax, third-team All-ODAC last year, and look at some of the stats for this year. Started all but one game, couple of assists. Solid stat line early on, but if you watch Lynchburg play, you see Manzi Shalita everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And he's on the roster at 5'11", but I just cannot believe that that is true. Maybe he has long wingspan, long strides, but it doesn't feel like there's any pass that goes through the midfield that he's not there to at least defend and find the recipient for. But a lot of times he's breaking it up, or even in the game against Covenant, picking off the pass outright and creating a runaway chance the other direction for Lynchburg. And just a sophomore. Great player now, but also a great building block for the Lynchburg program moving forward. Especially when you look at players like Luke Mega, Kenny Robles, a year older, both juniors. Set Dale in the mix there as well. But you look at some of the seniors and then the grads. Senior class includes Griffin Phillips, Bailey Kearns, Joey Daly, Patrick Kunis. Just to name a few. Justin Ennis. And then the grads being Nick Foley and Kyle Gallagher. There's a lot of quality players, more than quality. Those are starters. Those are key contributors who rack up nearly 90 minutes night in and night out for Lynchburg. And those are some tough shoes to fill, but it helps when the next man up are players that you're already seeing big contributions from, like Manzi Shalita, like Luke Mega, like Kenny Robles. Long pass ahead, out towards the 6. Sitar there to gobble it up. Also helps sophomore Brennan Lagana. He's been really fun to watch this year. Junior reserve Liam Lavelle. Anytime he gets out on the pitch, he's a nice spark. Trevor Miller, a freshman who just has great size and stature, especially if you're going for set plays. He just knows how to box out a defender and create his own space. Long pass from Ennis. Ahead for Dale. Kicked out wide for Robles, working right to left. Mega swings it over to Averett. One more time. Daly from that left back spot sails the pass up and over the head of Luke Mega. First late night game we've seen here this season on Schellenberger Field. Broadcasted here on LHSN. The prior two soccer matches, both at 4 o'clock. Season opener for men's soccer against Covenant, 4-1 win over the Scots, and then the 1-1 tie we talked about earlier against the Captains. CNU ranked number 22 in the country at the time. But now getting the full ambiance of playing on Schellenberger Field at night. You have spectators on the far side. Watch it from the track. It's Westover Hall, has its lights on, and some spectators on the porches. Really fun environment to watch it build up. As we get down the stretch and every game feels like it weighs that much more, I expect, and I've been told, that the crowds will grow that much larger with them. Good ball forward. Mega stays on side. Tries to center it up for Lagana. Pass is broken up and sent across the end line. Another corner on the way for Lynchburg. Already the fifth we've seen, and we still have 20 and a half minutes left in the first half. Robles will take the corner from the far side post. You'll see Daly on the near side. When we switch in the second half, it'll be the other way around. Robles, plenty of touch. Looked like the intended target was Foley. Headed away by EMU, and again across the end line. Actually, that it goes across the sideline, so it'll be a throw-in coming from Brendan Lagana. Apologies for my error. Lagana can certainly toss it. Has Kearns, heads it back. Might have been deflected off of Foley as well. But ultimately sent across the end line by EMU. And now we will have a corner. Already the sixth we've seen for Lynchburg. None so far for EMU. 3 saves so far for Ahmad Sattar against the 7 shots, 5 of which have been on goal. Lagana battles with DeVault for position. EMU sends it back out towards midfield. Chance to at least catch the breath for a moment or two. And Alderfer looked like he was the first player to get a head on it. In the vicinity was Tony Cortez as well. Off the restart, Shalita. One time for Daly. Has it poked away. EMU trying to play the numbers advantage back in the other direction. Pass towards the middle of the field from Flores Cano, broken up. Flores Cano back to it. Gives it a vault forward. Absorbs a lot of contact from Dale and Robles. Gets the foul. Checking in is Jonas Beachy. Flores Cano able to sky it forward. 8th game played for senior from Honduras. Just the second match that he hasn't started. Phillips gives all the way back to Ennis. Nice 1-2 between Robles and Kearns. Robles put the dribbling show on display. Nothing doing as he can't maintain possession, and Dale, after the throw-in, forced to reset the offense. Kearns a stride ahead of Dale. EMU takes over. So EMU 0-7. We're going to turn things around. Tuesday they play VMI, D1 school, but one that has had its struggles. Ennis, maybe the closest challenge he's seen today. Had Ethan McGee barreling down the middle of the field. Ennis slides in and gets to it before McGee. Kearns has it popped up and out of play off the body of Kevin Argon. Luke Mega spearheading the attack. Well defended, though, from Bryce Graff. Mega tries to let the pass go by him and lead him the rest of the way. Graff right there on his backside, thinking the exact same. Now a goal kick coming from Sitar. 71.8% save percentage entering today. Started all 9 games last year and has started all 8 this season. Played all the way back to Ennis. Again, making his first start on the year. And it's a tough spot for the senior, playing behind 5th year and returning first-team All-ODAC keeper Kyle Gallagher. The two work well together and have a nice relationship and build off of one another's skill sets pretty well from what I've been able to gather watching the team practices, pregame, things of that nature. Ennis has a positive mindset despite Gallagher coming back for 5th year and starting every game before tonight. Ennis comes out right on the line of the 18 and swings it out to Dale. Shalita to Averett, now out wide. This is Mega. Shalita wanted Mega ahead. Lagana will give chase to the post, try to keep it in, and might have actually deflected that off of the EMU defender. Doesn't look like it. Instead, what he does is force EMU to throw in from parallel to the 6, as opposed to it going across the end line and it being a goal kick and a chance for Sitar to send it out to midfield. So controlling that field possession battle, a small positive play, but those positive EV moves can make a difference. Right now it's a 2-0 lead for Lynchburg. Who knows, in a close contest, Lagana could do something similar, and by shifting the field and where it's being played at, forcing the opponent to try to create room with their back against the wall, could become something in a close match that proves to be the difference. Right now it helps maintain the 2-0 advantage. McGee outside the box, poked away by Foley. Averett gives to Dale. We've seen Lynchburg not necessarily show bias towards this near side, because they have done a lot from the far side. Luke Mega's been very active, and Mega's the intended target from Lagana here. But EMU there, stalwart the run. But when it comes to percentage of where the runs have come from, feels as though the near side has been favored a little bit more for Lynchburg. I've heard me call Seth Dale's name a lot. And Kenny Robles has been stacked up right in front of Dale on the near side. Zach Whelan, sophomore from Maryland, comes into the game. Comes on the spot for Manzi Shalita. Whelan playing in his 7th game on the year. Has a goal and an assist on 2 shots. Both the goal and the assist coming against Greensboro, 4-1 win. It was back-to-back 4-1 victories to start the year for men's soccer over Covenant, then Greensboro. win right away in the mix. Nice slide tackle from behind. And one the other way for Lynchburg. Bailey Kearns kicks over to Averett, who has a goal this year. That came at Washington and Lee. Whelan reverses, or tries to. Had Robles all the way on the far side. The pass broken up by Nafziger. Nice play recognition. Whelan pokes it free. Right to Robles. Creates space. Lagana, one-on-one, draws a second defender. Kearns has it at his left foot. Fields a little bit of contact through his back. No whistle, no foul on the play. Hornets will throw in from the far sideline. Just over 11 minutes in the opening set of 45. Patrick Bakunis, senior from Midlothian, Virginia, makes his way out to the pitch. He'll come on for, looks like Brennan Lagana. Daly tries to feed Robles, pass picked off. Lots of contact absorbed by ColeOwers, senior from Iowa. 9 games played, 2 starts last year. 2-time ODAC All-Academic team member. Playing in his 8th game this year. Does have a start, 4 shots to go with it. Orioles will build up to the back line. Alderfer's pass off line, looking for Gabriel Guerrero. Costly mistake. Hornets build back up, working left to right. Pass ahead, deflected off the body of Bakunis. Popped up and cleared away now by Guerrero. Guerrero played in 7 games as a freshman last year. Carl Makinich, as well as Cesar Acosta, taken over for Luke Mega and Bailey Kearns. Robles also checks out as Liam Lovell will take over a forward striking spot for Lynchburg. Lynchburg already a team that will go deep into the reserves, play a lot of players off the bench with a 2-0 advantage. 9 minutes left in the first half. Good opportunity to get a lot of your starters an extended halftime break and a breather. And a chance to get those reserves some extra minutes, some more run. Applying the forward pressure, Tony Cortez forces Lynchburg to have Phillips bring it all the way to the near side. Back over to Foley. Lynchburg again reverses from far side to near side. And we continue to see time of possession dominated by the Hornets. When EMU has had chances at possession, it's come off fouls like we see here. And lasts a few fleeting seconds, no more than a minute, at least here in the first half. It's been a tough go at it for the EMU offense. They trail 2-0. A lot of it's good passing from Lynchburg. Strong pass forward coming from Guerrero. Just a bit wide of the intended target. Jonas Beachy, senior from Oregon. Has 3 shots this year, 8 games played, 5 starts. Lynchburg again trying to play direct. Nafziger able to box out the oncoming rush. Watch the pass sail across the end line. Liam Lovell, junior from Haymarket, Virginia. The man that Lynchburg was looking to set up on the deep ball. Averett checks out. Michael Rendon will take over, senior from Chesterfield, Virginia. Goal kick from Sitar, booted out to midfield. 7-1 shot advantage for Lynchburg. One shot for EMU was on goal. Came from Gabe Nafziger. It was on that free kick from just ahead of midfield. Cesar Acosta, plenty of real estate in front of him. Swings over to Lovell. Works right to left. Tripped up now by Guerrero. No whistle. Acosta looks to chase down Cortez. Little give a go, and Cortez swings it out to Alderfer. One more time. Now on the near sideline, it's Flores Cano. Rendon wins possession. Gets the arm into the back. Foul goes against EMU. Lynchburg takes over. Just over 6 minutes left in the first half. I alluded to it earlier, and it came right as Lynchburg scored their second goal. But fifth event here as a home event and broadcasted here on LHSN. We have the tri-match for volleyball. Lynchburg volleyball team goes 1-1. Gets the best of Roanoke, falls to EMU. Both those matches decided in 4 sets. And a 2-1 overtime victory for Lynchburg. Coming to that contest, ranked number 19 in the country, and they take down number 18, Center Colonels. And then as it stands right now, 2-0 advantage for the men's soccer program. Looking to get back over 500. A win would put them at 4-3-1. Meanwhile, EMU down by a couple scores. Looking for some positives to build forward, not only in this game, but the season overall. Pukunis weaves through traffic, still has it, left-footed, shot deflected by Dallas Organic. Pukunis nearly did it all by himself. 5'9" senior and brother to Ryan Pukunis in his second year as an assistant coach with this Lynchburg program. Joining the coaching staff, first-year head coach Scott Zaring, and fifth-year assistant is Josh Hinkle. All of them Lynchburg grads. Poked away by Guerrero. EMU able to find another stop. Trying to connect with Armin Berkovich, the top of the EMU attack. Rendon will carry it forward from that holding mid position. Has Phillips played the entire first half. As has Dale. Lovell gives back to Dale, and now back at the feet of Phillips. Lynchburg will reset. Lynchburg coming off a season where they won the ODAC, playing in the spring last year. When we talk about playing through adversity, I think that's a solid example of it. Good give and go between Lovell, and Dale. Berkovich gives back to Alderfer. And in the championship run, beat Randolph in the quarterfinals 3-2. Then at Hampton-Sydney in the semis, 2-1 overtime needed in that one. And then in the ODAC championship, 5-1 win over Guilford. Right at the 12, poked away. Loose ball picked up by Whelan. Sent towards the center of the box. Pukunis was spotted up with some space. A strike just over the net. Never count out Joey Daly. A mistakes plenty of defenses have made against Lynchburg, including Covenant. In the first game of the year, Daly had been a key part of the offense in that one, passing it off, dishing towards the middle, playing it forward for Robles ahead of him. And then at the end of the first half, Covenant was seemingly content with Daly just carrying it forward, made it all the way to the box, and said, hey, well, I'll just do it myself. Pulled up from outside the 18, goes top right 90 with lefty bend to get it there. I mean, it was an absolutely gorgeous play. If you missed the LHSN top plays of September, you should go check it out. Daly comes in at number 4. All 4 goals against Covenant in that video, just in case you missed it. Organic parlays it to Flores Cano. Looking for help is Schrock. He's been battling all night long. Nice move from Lovell. Acosta to Rendon. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. Dale feels plenty of pressure and take some contact with it. Kovic comes up with a hand saying, yeah, that was on me. Looked like he might have lost his balance and ultimately fell on Dale. Gives way for Lynchburg to have an opportunity to build up from the back line. I think Lynchburg today, and they've had a lot of success doing it this year, building from the back line, including the midfield, then getting the forwards. Their first goal was back line, playing direct, straight up finding the forwards. I think when this offense builds from back, middle to front, I think it's really a thing of beauty, especially when you can get the ball at the feet of someone like Zach Whelan, who's a reserve player. But you talk about the starters, Manzi Shalita, Bailey Kearns, Carter Averett. You can get those guys in the mix. You're getting shorter passes, higher percentage passes at that. Also, you're just stretching out the defense, forcing them to play in the midfield, trying to create holes, right? It's a space. It's a game about space. Trying to create one-on-ones at the top of the line. If you're playing direct, give the opportunity for the defense to sag back, at least the way I see it. I think today, Lynchburg's done a really nice job, including all three levels. Tangent aside, foul on the play, gives Lynchburg free kick in the attacking third. Two-man wall ahead of him. Daly sends it towards the net and headed home. 3-0 Lynchburg moves ahead. .28 seconds left in the first half. Left to spare for the Hornets, extending their lead up to 3. And the goal will go to Nick Foley. His second on the season, 4th in his career. And it's one of those things where with a head of steam, 6'2", can sure be tough to slow down, and a perfect pass coming from Daly. Daly now has a goal and an assist. So Phillips, Luke Mega, and Nick Foley, your 3 goal scorers, not in that order. In order, it'd be Mega, Phillips, then Foley with the latest. Final seconds of the first half. Wind off the clock at Schellenberger Field. And your score, the end of the first half, 3-0 Hornets in the driver's seat against EMU. We'll step aside, recap the first half for you here on LHSN, so don't go anywhere. More between the Hornets and the Royals coming to you after this.
Never think that your donation is in vain, because you're helping out hundreds of students that are just like me, who need a shot and who are getting one. Without donations, without you individuals that are helping to donate to the university and the Lynchburg Fund, there would be no student body president, Davion Washington. There'd probably be I'm stuck at home, Davion Washington. Not only is your donation building leaders, but it's building leaders like myself and others that will hopefully want to pay it forward one day and do the same thing. I know for a fact that, when I have it, because I want to give back to this university that provided me a home for 4 years.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible, by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the Athletic Training Laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Welcome back to Schellenberger Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. 3-0 your score. Lynchburg out in front of Eastern Mennonite. TJ Wingert here with you. You're watching this men's soccer broadcast on LHSN. Thank you all for spending your Saturday night here with us. And simply put, it's been all Lynchburg from start to finish. We'll show you some stats from the opening set of 45. 10-1 shot advantage. That's basically the summary of that first half. The shot for EMU was on goal. 5 of the 10 for Lynchburg were on net. 3 saves for EMU starting keeper Ahmad Zatar. 1 for Lynchburg starter Justin Ennis. 6 corners to none. Lynchburg over EMU. And again, that speaks to the possession domination for Lynchburg. From the opening touch, it just felt like EMU just could not string together any runs of possession and keep it for more than half a minute or so. It'd be a couple passes, maybe. And that speaks to, one, how good this Lynchburg defense can be, especially in the midfield. They can be really tenacious and create a lot of turnovers there. But EMU, the passing just hasn't been there. Also, it comes down to the other side of the coin. It's hard to create chances when you only have a couple to take advantage of. You counter that to Lynchburg has been fantastic passing the rock across the back line in the midfield. They've even played direct going back to front tonight, and they've been able to do so at a pretty successful rate. And when you're keeping possession on your side and you're passing that well, you're by nature limiting the opportunities the other team has. So it's one of those situations where it's a tough hole to dig yourself out of if you are EMU, and a great spot to find yourself atop the mountain if you are a Lynchburg fan. Hornets up 3-0. We'll step aside and come back, talk about more from the first half, and talk about some adjustments both teams can make in the second half. So don't go anywhere. More coming to you on LHSN.
was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Welcome back to the campus of the University of Lynchburg. 3-0 advantage. Hornets on top of EMU. Lynchburg in the second half going to look to maintain that advantage and get back over 500. They come into this one 3-3-1. EMU, though, going to look to mount a big comeback and try to pick up their first win of the season. They are 0-7. Some adjustments both sides can make. Really, for Lynchburg, keep at it. They were so crisp passing the ball. I know I just talked about that in the last segment, but if they keep that passing up, it's just going to limit any sort of opportunity that EMU has to mount a comeback. And even if the Royals start to click on offense by keeping that passing so clean and keeping possession on your side, you're limiting the amount of chances EMU has to try to pick up 3 goals against Justin Ennis, assuming that he comes back out between the posts in the second half. Meanwhile, for EMU, just find any sort of way that you can keep possession on your side. Like I said last segment, it'd be a pass here, maybe 2 on this possession, and that's where it would come to a close. A lot of times we were playing back to front, and not necessarily that it was a bad decision or a good one, because it had about the same amount of success rate as them trying to build up from the back and get it in the midfield and work their way up a tough way. But whether it's a lineup adjustment or shifting players around, some subs, whatever the case may be, whatever EMU can do to try to keep possession on their side. They have a lot of young players getting heavy playing time. I mean, you look at the starting lineup, I've seen a pair of sophomores, and Nico McGregor and Ben Alderfer. Freshman for Defaults had the ball at his feet a lot. Bryce Graff has done a ton defensively. Sophomore Ariel Morales. Vanilla, he's been in the mix a ton, and that's not including some of the reserves. Balin Watson and Armin Berkovich. Called his name a lot. Cole Hours, he's a senior, though. So a lot of these young players are still trying to find their way and find their stride as a college soccer player and figure out what their strengths are and how they can best be used. And some of that comes down to someone who's been doing it for 31 years, and you have to have confidence in him. Dr. Roger Mast, he's going to try to have to make these adjustments and put out the best 11. And it's just like hockey, you got to find the right line that you can have some chemistry and build up through. So that's some adjustments that EMU can make. For Lynchburg, you want to see more of the same in the second half. We'll step aside one final time, come back with second half action between Eastern Mennonite and Lynchburg, coming to you on LHSN.
Living the dream. USA, Mexico. That was so exciting.
Lynchburg really stood out for me just because of the way it treated its students. They really do make an effort here, and I've learned that over my 4 years is that they actually do try to listen to what the student body wants, and they try to act on that. They don't really just give you a piece of paper here to then go off and do your own thing. They actually prepare you to work with different populations, which is what the world is all about. It's just working with people that are different than you. They genuinely care that everyone has the ability to go off into the world and make a difference with whatever they like. For me, that's just being basically in a room with someone helping them achieve their first goal of, I don't know, doing a pull-up. I actually do believe they want you to do the best you can to change someone's life for the better. You can be anyone here, which I think is really cool. But regardless of who you are here, they will make sure you don't fall through the cracks, which is awesome. I have realized that I've never felt lost here. I will not regret ever coming here, that's for sure. So I'm very glad that I came here. Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome.
If you like being close with your professors, if you like being in small classes that help with one-on-one, if you like being in positive communities that help you train your weak points and strengthen your strong points, then the University of Lynchburg is a great place to go. You can never go wrong with the amount of help that they offer, the amount of self-sacrifice that other people will put in for you. It has a beautiful campus, it has dedicated teachers, it has nice students, it has fun activities, and it has plenty of things to do.
Today's a rough day. Jess and I are officially on a break. The couple canoe has broken up.
It's not.
How you feeling? Living the dream.
Just canoeing. That's the Mexican side behind me. The U.S. is that way.
So far, we're all still alive.
I really want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Woo! We did it! Kind of.
Second half set to get underway between Eastern Mennonite and Lynchburg Hornets. Hold the 3-0 advantage over the Royals. TJ Wingard here with you on LHSN. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. It's our 5th broadcast of the day, and if you tuned in for more than just this, I owe you twice as many thank yous. We had a volleyball tri-match with the Lynchburg volleyball team taking one of 2 of the matches they played today, getting the best of Roanoke, falling to EMU. Meanwhile, field hockey, that game got underway at 4 o'clock today over at the Liberty University Field Hockey Complex. 2-1 overtime thriller. Now, back-to-back overtime wins against ranked opponents for the field hockey team. They're starting to click on all cylinders. They're now 3-3 on the season and headed in the right direction as they enter ODAC play Wednesday at Roanoke. And now our 5th and final event of the night has started the second half. Men's soccer up ahead 3-0 on the Royals. We'll see this men's soccer program back in action on Tuesday against Maryville College in a twin bill. Women's soccer will play host to Sweetbriar. And in that contest, 2-1. Then men's soccer right after, going toe-to-toe with Maryville. EMU has possession to start the second half. Working left to right in the second set of 45. Schrock has it. Played back and sent out of play. Now a throw in for Joey Daly. It is Justin Ennis back between the posts for Lynchburg. Manzi Shalita the intended target. And had Nefziger right next to him. Carter Averett gets a lot of contact coming from Ethan McGee. Foul will go against Lynchburg. Free kick from just beyond the midfield line. Ben Alderfer steps up. And we'll have the honors, sophomore from Broadway, Virginia. 9 games played last year as a freshman. Headed towards the 12. Cleared away by Lynchburg. Loose ball gathered by Luke Mega. He scored the first goal of the night. As Bailey Kearns ahead of him, connects. The junior to the senior, now out wide. It's Kenny Robles. Or excuse me, make that Brennan Lagana. Lays it off for Kearns. Left-footed cross and headed down and off the post. Manzi Shalita rebound off the other post. I've never seen anything like that. Oh, my gosh. Lynchburg flirts with both posts and comes up empty. It was Mega heading it down, hitting the left post. Shalita's rebound opportunity, ricocheting off the right. About as close as you can get without scoring. Lynchburg does have possession after that. Miraculous stop for EMU, keeping it at a 3-0 Lynchburg lead. Inside the box, Lagana looks for space, has it poked out. Cleared away by David Smith. And then starting 11 for EMU, back out to start the second half. Checked out right around the midway point of the first half. Good swing pass all the way out to the near side. Nafziger pulls up from the right back spot, looking forward for Ford DeVault. Pass is broken up. Mega draws the attention of the defense. Great ball forward. Lagana has Smith next to him, and Lagana converts on his 5th of the year. Correction, make that Kenny Robles. I beg your pardon. Robles, goal number 2. And Luke Mega makes it all happen, barreling down the middle of the field. Here's another look at it. And then lays it off with Robles with no one there to pick him up. And plays it perfectly off the left post. Nothing Ahmed Sitar could do against that shot from Robles. His 2nd goal on the season. Beautiful feed as well coming from Luke Mega, his 2nd assist on the year. So the 2nd goal of the day saw Joey Daly feed Griffin Phillips, pair of seniors working in tandem, and now goal number 4 sees a pair of juniors doing the same. Daly finds Lagana, who tries a shot of his own, missing high and wide. Showcases the leg. So my apologies to family members of Brennan Lagana. Might have gotten your hopes up there. Talking about goal number 5. Mis-ID'd, the 10 and the 11 from press box. A little tough to tell the difference. Strong run. Coming all the way up from David Flores-Cano. Got it past Manzi Shalita, but only for a moment. And that seems to be something I've said a lot today about the EMU offensive attack. Possessions lasting but a moment. Mega has a defender right on his back. Daly gives ahead. Carter Averett spearheading the attack. 3-on-2. Now some help comes from Schrock, who intercepts the pass and clears it towards midfield. Manzi Shalita working against Cortez. Popped back up just outside the box. Mega tries to head it towards Lagana. Gets a foot on it. Poked away by Schrock. At midfield. Deflected away by DeVault. Possession will stay with Lynchburg. Seth Dale has 2 defenders draped on his back, looking for Robles. Pass goes across the far sideline. They'll say last touch by a Hornet, so a throw-in comes from EMU, trailing 4-0. Foley to Shalita, now back to Daly. Pass a little long for Kearns, headed away by Smith. Cortez with even numbers the other direction. Carter Averett holds, gives to Daly. Now it's with Bailey Kearns. 3rd team all ODAC last year. Long pass ahead for Robles. Sent to Lagana, now back to Robles. Averett, the top of the attack. Pass cleared across the end line. 7th corner of the night. Inbound for Lynchburg. It'll be Joey Daly out to the post. Already with 1 assist tonight. Left back does such a great job being a facilitator on the offensive side. Also really smart on the defensive end, really tough to beat, especially when opposing rush is, trying to beat you towards the end line so they can then cross to the middle of the box. Daly is tough to get that step on. Sends it to the back of the box. Kearns flies up, gets ahead on it, but deflected away. And they'll say last touch by Kearns. He can't believe it. But it looked like he was the last to touch before it goes across the sideline, grazing his head. Schrock fielded off the chest. Looks like he fielded some contact as well. Whistle blown. Possession will stay with EMU. They're going to force Alderfer to take a few strides back. Sophomore boots it deep. Nafziger shrugged away by Daly. Now Mega. And a foot race up the near sideline. Gets past Schrock. Has Lagana and Robles ahead of him. Reverses the field. Robles looking for another potential goal. Instead was trying to set up Manzi Shalita. Pass is broken up by senior David Smith. 7 games played, 6 starts in 2021. This is just his 3rd game played of this season. Griffin Phillips storming ahead. Fly comes out. Possession will be awarded to EMU. Backheeled by Kearns. Right at Lagana. Lands at the feet of Mega. The passing, again, has just been stellar. Mega takes a rip. Sitar in the right spot. He gets another save. Had 3 at the half. So now he's got 4 on the night. Daly breaks up the pass. Sends it across the near sideline. Throw in. Comes from Gabe Nafziger. Had 2 goals and an assist in 2019. 5 games played in spring 2021. Started all 8 games now in true 2021 season. Mega was battling with Graff, freshman from Stafford, Virginia. Now Graff heads it towards McGee, and McGee heads it right to Ennis. Senior who has not had to field a whole lot. Does have 1 save against the 1 shot on goal for EMU. But overall, been a calm night for the senior. Smith heads it over to Nafziger. Robles now applying some pressure. Pass a little long. Looks like it was deflected. Might have been last touch by Robles. Instead, possession might go to Lynchburg, and it will. Out comes Joey Daly, and in his spot is Sebastian Quiroz Gutierrez, freshman from Wake Forest, North Carolina. Gutierrez, another one of those young reserves that goes out there, just not only gives you fresh legs, but you feel the spark that comes with him when he's on the pitch. His now 7th game played. And plus, well-earned break for Joey Daly. I think we can all agree on that. Assisted on the goal to Griffin Phillips, and between going from that back line all the way up to spearheading the attack, Lagana lets it fly. That's a couple times now we've seen Lagana pull up from outside the 18 and show off the left foot. That's what's impressive. It's a strike, and it's from his weak foot. Nafziger navigates towards the middle of the pitch. Graff plays back. Now sent to Cortez, right down the heart of the field. Now back to Smith. And now we're starting to see, over the past couple of minutes, EMU mount some sustained possession, still not quite as long as Lynchburg and on cue turned over to the Hornets. But we're seeing the possession stretch out a little bit longer than we saw in the first half. So I know 4-0 is probably a frustrating score for any Royals fans, but you have to take the positives as they come your direction. And sustaining attacks and building upon some of the lessons you've learned throughout this game. Life's greatest teachers fail, you're right. And EMU is trying to build that forward and create some positive momentum towards the end of this game and moving forward. The game against the VMI, as I talked about earlier on Tuesday night. Then back in ODAC play at Roanoke and at Bridgewater. And if the score were to stand, EMU would fall to 0-5 on the road, and that doesn't help either. 5 of your 8 games have been on the road, and 2 of the 3 quote-unquote home games were played at neutral sites. 5-1 loss against St. Mary's was played at Salisbury, and a 1-0 loss versus Averett, technically a home game, but played out in Virginia Beach. Their lone true home game was their most recent contest, a 1-0 defeat against Mary Baldwin. So also playing at home, right? That has a huge swing on how games can play and the energy that comes with it. And you can't rule out what head coach Dr. Roger Mast, apologies, I'm mispronouncing that, and what he can do turning things around. 31 years on the bench, 4 years as a player, 2-time conference coach of the year. EMU won the conference both those years, 1996, 1998. He's the school's all-time winningest coach. With so many young players, he's going to make progress and get this team taking strides in the right direction. Progress can be slow, but it shows over time. I think towards the back half of the slate, when you see EMU playing a lot more home games, you'll start to see this team mount together some wins, and you'll start to see the future of this team start to bud. Again, a lot of young players out on the pitch. Off the foot of Kearns and out of play. Big goal kick coming from Sitar. Subs check in for Lynchburg, including Josh Auger, accompanied by Cesar Acosta, Liam Lovell. One sub comes in for EMU, Ariel Morales-Bonilla, sophomore from Richmond, Virginia, who's in the starting lineup for EMU. He's back out onto the pitch. Quiroz Gutierrez swings it over to Averett, and the freshman now gives all the way back to Nick Foley. And when talking about Nick Foley, see some good clean passing from Lynchburg. Possession stays with the Hornets. Lagana looking for space against David Smith. Poked away now by Bonilla. But talking about Nick Foley and the role he plays for this Lynchburg team, I encourage you to come out to Schellenberger Field, or if you don't live in the Lynchburg area, find a game that Lynchburg's playing out on the road that isn't too far away from you, as Justin Ennis has to climb the ladder. Gets a loose ball as Ford DeVault was fighting for possession, working against Foley and Ennis. He continues to apply the high press. Foley with it here. Continuing my anecdote, if you go out into a game, you can hear how much Foley has to communicate. You'll really understand how important that center back position is. And it's really a thing of beauty with how much he can see across the field and how he's communicating different player movements, who should go up, who should play back, different ways that the team can build and pass up the field. I mean, it really gives you a whole new understanding for the game. You don't have to be a soccer aficionado. You just got to listen to Nick Foley. You get an idea for what he's seeing and how he communicates with Coach Chris Yeager, and how all that pieces together. And by doing so, you'll get an idea of what they're seeing out on the pitch, which then broadens your understanding of the game exponentially. When we're talking about college athletes, they know it better than I do, of course. It's their sport. And getting to listen to specifically Nick Foley, and obviously 5 years of college soccer experience, and feels like an extension of Chris Yeager out on the pitch. And it's a thing of beauty just to listen to him talk, communicate with the back line, the midfield, all the way up to players like Brendan Lagana, the top of the attack. So if you ever have the chance, definitely come out to a Lynchburg game and just try to focus in on what Nick Foley and Griffin Phillips is a lot of the same way. Either keeper, whether it's Ennis or Kyle Gallagher, just listen to everything they have to relay to the rest of the team. It's really something to behold. Less than 28 minutes left until the end of this one. 4-0. Lynchburg out in front of EMU. Foul right around the midfield line. Possession stays with the Royals. It was a picture-perfect Saturday. I like to call it. This ball sent towards the box. But I like to call it Goldilocks weather. Wasn't too warm, wasn't too hot. Right around 73 at its high temperature. And now we're settling into the mid to low 60s as the sun has set. In the later hours of the night, Cesar Acosta carries it forward. Plays it back to the middle of the field. Plays it off for Quiroz Gutierrez. Gets past Dallas Organic. Acosta for Lagana. Right-footed strike deflected away by Sitar. And Lagana's gotten some good looks, but he's been the one Hornet to be shut out so far. The save deflected across the end line. And another corner on the way for Lynchburg, their 8th on the night. Cesar Acosta heads out to the post, but here's the look. Lagana creates some space after the spin move, and a really nice save from Sitar. Corner sent to the far side of the box. Looks like Whelan was the intended target. Headed away and out of play from the EMU defense. Throw in the far sideline just ahead of the growing crowd on the track. Named after Dr. Jack Toms. Quiroz Gutierrez, or make that Robles, I beg your pardon, creates some space, gives all the way back to the back line, and the offense will reset. Long ball forward, just a stride ahead of Lovell. Sitar forced to come out and will boot it away. Pass immediately broken up. Acosta, first one to it, to Averett. One more ahead for Quiroz Gutierrez and cleared out by Graff. But right at Averett. Centers it for Whelan. Works to his right. Chips it up for Lovell. Heads it back right at Sitar. Cesar Acosta, freshman. Been a key part of the reserves. Product of Midlothian, Virginia. Gets his 6th game played. Does have 2 shots entering today. Nice play from Dallas Organic. Good break on the ball. Passes it forward. Ethan McGee gets past Seth Dale. And now deflected away off the leg of Nick Foley. Nice team save. Justin Ennis looked like he was in position. But better to be safe than sorry. Foley clears it across the end line, however. So first corner kick on the night for EMU. From the far side post. To right around the 12. Cleared out by Averett. Lands at the feet of Acosta. Kicks it over to his friend Quiroz Gutierrez. And those two on the sideline are also a fun time. So while you're listening to Foley, also try to get Acosta and Quiroz Gutierrez together. Those two will provide plenty of comedic relief. As will Luke Boyce. Always something to say from Luke Boyce. Organic with the throw in. Nafziger gets inside the box. Chips it to the far side. The intended target's McGee. Ball still live. Dale's in front of him. Lovell, nice play to jar it loose. Now 2 white jerseys, Swarm McGee, and create the turnover. And while we haven't seen Lynchburg's defense get tested a whole lot today, good pass forward and onside, but then poked free. But the times we have had to see Lynchburg snap into defensive recovery mode, done a good job, especially in soccer. It can be easy where you're dominating time of possession, you're living in the attacking third, and whether it's Justin Ennis between the post or it's either one of the center backs, just in defense in general, you could fall asleep. It's easier said than done. But today, when we've had to see them click on and get to another gear and be ready to stalwart the EMU rush, they've been there and made the necessary plays to keep it at a shutout that it is right now, 4-0, Lynchburg out in front. Wheeling over to Quiroz Gutierrez, back to Foley, ahead for Acosta. Michael Rendon, checked in a few moments ago. He creates some space, working to his right, lays it off for Lagana. Swung over, Quiroz Gutierrez finds fellow reserve member Whelan. Lovell, touch betrays him. Looks like he was trying to set up potentially Trevor Miller, but unable to do so, and that does look to be Miller, freshman from Smithfield, Virginia, standing at 6'2", his 5th game played this year. I mean, you talk about putting a guy with big, tall frame and can make plays happen with his head at the top of the attack. I mean, Trevor Miller is your exact build for that. He is the prototype for big, tall guy, go up for it, come down with it. And when been out on the pitch, sparing opportunities, he has looked good. He's also done things besides be tall and head things down. Does a good job using his body, boxing out defenders, and because of that creates space and keeps the ball at his feet. Little things like that will help go a long way for a freshman as he becomes a bigger and bigger part of the team. If he can win position battles, put himself in a spot to have success, that will go a long way for the program's history moving forward. Guerrero sends it all the way back to Sitar. Cortez parlays it in the middle of the field. Morales Bonilla forced to send it back to Smith, the left back. Pass broken up by Liam Lovell. Cleared out by Whelan. Throw in. Coming for the Royals. Have a few more subs check in, including Enrique Morales. Whistle blown to go against Lynchburg. EMU operating the attacking third. Pass a little long for Nafziger. Can't get a foot on it. Instead, sails out of play. So along with Morales, it's Patrick Kunis. And we will also have a new keeper take over in the net. Junior Noah Gregory, hailing from Baltimore, Maryland, comes out onto the pitch. And will end the day for Justin Ennis. Pitch the shutout. Had one save. First time seeing Gregory this season. Hailing from Concordia Prep. This becomes just his 4th collegiate game played. Pass sails by unscathed. Would have been a chance there for EMU to test the new keeper, Gregory. Scuffle in the midfield. No whistle. Rendon plays it back. Auger looking ahead for Lovell. Back the other way. EMU looking to break the shutout. Ethan McGee had some good pace, but had it jarred loose. Lovell has it roll all the way back to Gregory. Graff pops it up. Whelan heads it over to Acosta. Ahead for Bakunis. Now we'll have a throw in on the near sideline. Quiroz Gutierrez to Acosta. Now back once more. Popped up by Miller. Inside the box, Bakunis gives over to Miller and leaves this one well high and wide. As the old cliche goes, just a bit outside. But Miller picks up his shot. We see some more of the reserves for both teams. Another contest with just over 17 minutes left to be played. 4-0, Lynchburg out in front. 3 goals coming in the first half. Started with Luke Mega, followed up by Griffin Phillips after the assist on the corner from Joey Daly. And then right before we got to half, less than a minute to go till we got to the break. Third goal came from this ball sent out towards midfield. Morales with it across the back line. Good clear all the way ahead. Continue that point. Beg your pardon. Third goal came from Nick Foley, also assisted by Joey Daly, so a couple of assists. Foley also had the assist on the mega goal to get us underway. And the fourth and final score came from Kenny Robles, assisted by Luke Mega. So you have Nick Foley, goal, an assist. Joey Daly, 2 assists. Griffin Phillips, a goal. Robles with a score. Mega, not only a goal, but an assist to go with it as well. Whelan collides with a Royal. And Whelan will be called for the foul. Free kick. And it looks like Bryce Graff will take. Freshman got his 5th start of the year tonight. Ended with 5 shots. Booms it to the 12. Good clear from Whelan. Liked what I've seen from him tonight. Acosta. Contests Guerrero. Forced to send it all the way back to David Smith. And parlays it back to Sitar. Whelan pops it up for Setdale, coming on from the back line. Liam Laval, really nice play there, making up for the space where the right back comes charging forward. Laval understands where the space is then created, charges back, and is the reason that play is contested and ultimately goes across the end line harmlessly for a goal kick for Gregory. Davis Hallman just checked in. Junior defender, first time calling his name tonight. Rendon gives back. Acosta for Quiroz Gutierrez. Back to Acosta. Rendon left all alone in the middle of the field. Now Whelan can say the same. Good pass ahead. Bakunis. Strong strike deflected away by Sitar. Ball left alive after that shot from Bakunis. Another impressive save from Sitar. I know he's allowed 4 goals, but he's also made a handful of really nice saves tonight. Enrique Morales fights for position with Armin Berkovich. At the feet of Pacunas. Working all the way back and tripped up by Guerrero. Under 13 minutes left in regulation. Assuming the score holds, Lynchburg will improve to 4-3-1. And their upcoming slate, we'll see them on Tuesday night against Maryville, we talked about a little bit early on. Then they're jumping into ODAC play, heading out to Washington and Lee. Keep in mind, those two teams have already faced one another. Washington and Lee was number 11 team in the country at the time and picked up the 2-1 win in overtime. That came the day after Lynchburg went the full 110 against CNU here on Schellenberger Field. So good news is when you go out to Washington and Lee, it's a full 4 days after you take on Maryville. And then another 4 days break. You're heading out to Roanoke, take on the Maroons. Back heel towards the 12. Good idea from Berkovich. Guerrero, first one to it for EMU. Tries to get to the near sideline. Well defended by Acosta. Chip forward, Morales with it for Lynchburg. Sebastian Quiroz Gutierrez has the pass picked off by Jonas Beachy. But no problem, Lynchburg back with possession. Play's starting to get a little chippy. Acosta looking for any sort of space against Guerrero. Carl Hare checks in for the first time today, as does Ryan Miller, freshman from Fairfax. So a couple of underclassmen get to see some playing time over the last 11 and a half minutes. We'll have a free kick coming from the near sideline. Guerrero to take. Gabriel Guerrero, sophomore from Stafford, Virginia. 5th game played this year, played 7 as a freshman last year. Headed down by Lynchburg, ball still live. Bakunis was there. Morales heads it to Quiroz Gutierrez. Now Acosta comes away with possession. Has Carl Hare. Now back to Ryan Miller. And ripped away by Beachy. Foul on the play goes against the Hornets. Guerrero again takes the free kick. Headed down well by Morales. See the vertical nature that he can play with. Ball is still live. Chipped towards the keeper by Cole Hours. No one home to finish the play. Gregory easily gobbles that one up. Gregory forced to go to Morales. And again, Lynchburg will build up on the near sideline. Morales trying to do by himself. Has it broken up by Nafziger. Nafziger simply moved up to that midfield line. Started this game as a right back. Now we're seeing him live almost exclusively in the midfield or in the attack. Kevin Aragon back in for EMU. He'll have a chance to throw in. Just over 9 minutes left in regulation. It's a 20-1 shot advantage for Lynchburg over EMU. Pure domination. This one deflected across the end line by Boyce. Second corner on the night for EMU now. Both coming in the second half. Guerrero to take. As one Hornet standing in front of him just outside the 18. EMU looking to break through, end the shutout. Front end of the 6, ball still live. But Oregon unable to make some solid contact on the rebound opportunity. Guerrero thought about throwing it in instead. We'll let Oregon do that. Luke Boyce comes to the loose ball, plays it forward. Pukunis in the neighborhood. EMU now, for the longest time that we've seen today, mounting a sustained possession. I know it's at the end of this contest, and 4-0, it's essentially all but over. While crazy things have happened, it would take a lot to happen for EMU to pull back ahead in this one. But some sustained possession and forcing the Lynchburg Hornets to try to operate with their back against the wall, having to be crisp across the back line, and that press coming further and further up the field, applying some extra pressure against Lynchburg. Positive signs towards the end of this contest, and you're looking to carry some positive momentum moving forward against VMI, and then back in ODAC play at Roanoke and at Bridgewater. Long pass on the near sideline. Organic fields it off the chest. First touch betrays him. Luke Boyce will throw in. Boyce, a senior from Gainesville, Virginia. And he got 5'7". This becomes his first game played on the year. Headed down by Mason Denbeston. Organic in the attacking third. In front of him is Guerrero. Stops, works right to left. Sneaks it past Morales. But Gregory working to his left there to pick up the slow roller. And that will go down as the second shot of the night for EMU. So this will be the final time that we see Dr. Roger Mast here at Schellenberger Field, at least in the regular season. I talked about some of those accolades earlier on in the contest. School's all-time winningest coach, two-time conference coach of the year. Played for Eastern Mennonite, 33 career points, top 25 all-time. Also, played 2 years of baseball while at EMU, so a two-sport athlete for the Royals back in his heyday. He's assisted by Shea Quinton and Drew Nussbaum. And Quinton, grad assistant, former Royals player. It's interesting to see how the rest of this coaching staff might shape out the final year for Dr. Roger Mast. Think back to Coach Shaw at CNU when he called it a career, retired. He was replaced by one of his close assistants, and that paid off. Might see something similar with EMU. Strictly speculation. Don't have any inside information, obviously, so just piecing together some things that might be good for EMU fans to have in the back of their mind. Under 5 minutes left in the second half. Luke Boyce sends it back into Royals territory. Guerrero pops it all the way up far sideline, and well played by Lynchburg. Lots of contact coming in from behind. And as this game has gone on, you hate to see it. It's gotten more and more chippy, and sometimes straying a little out of hand. 4:34. Clock comes to a stop. The athletic trainers will head out onto the field. Attended the player down. I don't have a good view of the number. In the meantime, it'll be EMU setting up for a free kick. And Noah Gregory, keeper now for Lynchburg, and set up how the Hornets want to defend. Athletic trainers will now leave the pitch, along with Dr. Roger Mast. Back up on his feet is David Flores Cano, senior from Honduras. Played his first 2 years at Heston College, and now will try out towards the sideline and give way to Dallas Organic. Checking back in. Free kick, headed up and over the post by Michael Rendon. It's a really nice ball towards the 6. Gregory might have been in position, but like I said earlier in the broadcast, better to be safe than sorry. Rendon clears it across the end line, and a corner coming from Gabriel Guerrero, far side post. EMU will play it short. And the shot from just inside the box deflected up into the Lynchburg sky. Deep pass forward, looking for Carl Hare. But David Smith, the first one to it, and cleared across the far sideline by Kevin Aragon, freshman from Winchester, Virginia, playing in his second game on the year. See the somersault throw-in. Gets everyone pumped up. Looking for Carl Hare. 6'4". Hare can't get a head on it. It's the ball live. It's Enrique Morales. The near side corner. Ryan Miller gets past Guerrero. But not past Denbeston. Throw in from Luke Boyce. And Boyce is going to give way. And it looks like we'll have another 360 toss coming from Wilson Bowles. And we will. Launched up, not quite as far, punched away by Sitar. And across the sideline it goes, and rejoicing is the Lynchburg bench. And we will see yet another circus toss coming from Bulls. Some nice late game entertainment. It is amazing he can do this. Launches it all the way to the backside of the 6. Sitar there to punch it out. Lots of contact between the two sides. And Sitar knocked down to the ground. Whistle is blown. Foul goes against Lynchburg, ending that possession with no shortage of theatrics with it, however. Graff makes some room for himself. Then his pass deep, picked off. Carl Hare kicks it over to the near side. Looking for space is McCaskill. Josiah McCaskill, a sophomore, comes through and makes it 5-0 Lynchburg out in front of EMU. The sideline wanted him to take the shot, and from outside the box, he does just that. Here's another look at it. I mean, the bend to break away from Sitar is phenomenal. Right-footed strike, plays the ball just right, has it breaking away from Sitar, and garners the Hornets' 5th goal on the night in the 89th minute. First goal of the year for McCaskill. Final minute. Graff will pop it up past the midfield line and out of play. So assuming the score stands at 5-0, a big win for Lynchburg, looking to get things back on track after The 4-game road stretch sees them go 1-3 during that period. McCaskill parallel to the 18, sends it center of the box and headed away by Smith. And it's a big win over EMU, a chance to regroup for non-conference game against Maryville. Looks to be a very solid opponent. You'll see that game on LHSN on Tuesday night after the women's soccer team plays host to Sweetbriar in a NODAC competition. Then it's on the road at Washington and Lee and at Roanoke on October 2nd and 6th, respectively. Some big games to start conference play, and you want to win every game you play, but ODAC play is where it all comes down. You can win them all in non-conference, but doesn't mean much when we get to postseason play if you don't fare well inside conference action. Final buzzer sounds 5-0. Lynchburg improves to 4-3-1 with the victory over EMU, falls to 0-8, who a lot of young players getting heavy playing time. I think as the game went on, I know that 5th goal probably put a little sour taste in the fans of the Royals, as felt like they were starting to build some positive momentum and progression in this contest, but I still think there's some positive signs for a lot of young players, and you have to hope Dr. Roger Mast can turn around in his final season. We do wish Dr. Roger Mast happy retirement once this season comes to a close. He's done a fantastic job and has been the image of that program for such a long time. But that will do it for us at Schellenberger Field. Once again, final score 5-0. Lynchburg gets the best of Eastern Mennonite. For my director, Sam Rice, and the rest of our LHSN production crew, my name is TJ Wingert, and until next time, we are signing off.